What a week it's been for you. Obviously, the success of the Oval. You're a new dad to a baby daughter. I guess you must be on a real high at the moment as you go into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a truly amazing period. I mean, the birth of our first daughter was an unbelievable experience, one that will stay with me for the rest of my life, and obviously a hugely proud moment for myself and my wife. But back to business now. The plane ride here offered me a good amount of time to sort of get my head back in the game and good perspective on what we face in the next few days.
And obviously, you've been away for a week or so, but you feel okay for a Test match? Obviously there are other things to take care of, but you feel okay in yourself and well prepared for another Test match?
Yeah, obviously today is another day to prepare. I've been focused on my preparation, certainly, the day I arrived, and yesterday's training, and obviously today to build up to the next 5 days ahead. And it obviously does help having a degree of confidence going into the Test match on your own personal game, but I think I've just been focusing on getting the most out of today and hopefully making myself ready for tomorrow.
And how do you describe the confidence and morale after that brilliant performance at the Oval? The team must be on a real high as you look to, you can seal the series here.
Yeah, obviously there's a large amount of self-belief in the squad after a victory like that. You come into someone else's backyard and be able to win a game like that gives you that self-belief. But there's enough time in between these games at the moment where you sort of can come back down to earth and find that normality and start preparing for what we're going to face here at Headingley. And it is a very different Test match. You have to play a very different style of cricket, but that self-belief in your game and how you play is obviously crucial.
And what are you expecting from England? Obviously they've had a lot to think about, physically and mentally. Are you expecting them to come back strong?
Yeah, certainly. That's how we've prepared for England. We know that they're a well-drilled team. That they'll cover all their bases. That they've got a large amount of confidence built up over the last period of time. So we know that we're not going to erode that over one game. We know we're going to have to keep building on the successes that we had at the Oval, keep doing the right things well, and we need to get ourselves into the contest tomorrow. And that's going to be the challenge for us.
What are you expecting from the crowd here at Headingley, Greg?
Fortunately, I've had a few experiences of that, and it's always a great atmosphere to play in. It's one of the more vocal grounds in England, and they certainly do get behind England. So hopefully we can play better cricket, and then they'll find other things to amuse themselves. Hopefully.
Not that the victory was a surprise, Graham, but was the manner, the massive margin, did that take you by surprise a little?
Not really. I don't think we've got too caught up in that the size of the victory. We've so focused on sort of winning the moments as we went along. The process is doing things right. I think everyone will look at the highlights of the Test match. The 300s, the 100s, the 5-wicket hauls, the large victory. But there were a lot of tough moments in that Test match that we fought through to get ourselves into that position. A lot of times where you have to work hard to earn the right to have that. And certainly as a team we are very aware of that.
I guess guarding against complacency, it may be a bit of a thing you need to do, really, because it was such a good performance at the Oval.
Yeah, I certainly don't think complacency is an issue in our squad. The guys have worked hard. There's a great energy around the group. Our training sessions have been good. The mental energy, I guess, is always going to be a challenge on a long trip, and that still seems very good. Tomorrow's a fresh game of cricket. It's sort of a fresh start going into the Test match. So I think neither of us need to get too far ahead of ourselves. We've got to start all over again and hopefully build our way to beating England.
You've got a pretty good record here, actually, since 1994. Conditions, though, are very important here. It's almost looking at what's above rather than what's below here at Headingley.
Yeah, it certainly is. You need to be able to adapt well, and that's part of touring. I think being able to play a style of game that's successful at Headingley, be able to adapt on your feet. It certainly is a lot flatter the outfield than I remember. But obviously the conditions over the next few days, we'll just have to keep on our toes and hopefully be up to the challenges that come.